Hi everyone, it's Roseanne. I am bringing you my design team package, second one for December, and this is for Elegant Embellishments, Dee's Exhibit Store. Excuse me. What can I say? I love playing with chipboard, and I have been wanting to make one of these for a really long time. To remind me of my mom, and when I first began crafting, my mom was always sitting at her Singer sewing machine sewing while I did what I thought at that time was scrapbooking, and I had stacks of magazines and I would cut pictures from the magazines that I liked of fashion girls and wishes and dream places and dream homes, and made my little scrapbooks of wants and wishes when I was little. And when I was old enough to reach the petals, my mom then taught me how to sew. And from sewing I did a lot of poetry, songwriting, lots of decoupage, lots of multimedia, and that's where I found my love. But anyway, the rest is history. Now I play with chipboard. And let me go ahead and get started. I constructed this sewing machine from a picture that I found, and I'm going to turn you over here really quickly. Right there. I found this picture. I think it was a Graphic Fairy, or oh, I can't remember where exactly, but this picture I've had for a really long time, and I'm trying to, let's see, zoom in here. There we go. That way you can get a better look. And now I zoomed in too far. There we go. And so I always wanted to make one of these, and so my inspiration came from this picture. Then what I did was I also found let me zoom back out here, wrong way. I also found a picture, you know, doing a Google search of an image of a sewing machine, and well, let me show you the image. This is the image, and so I put it in my program here that I have, that I do all of my I create all my images from, and it was really dark black, the image. But what I did was I took out the color, and then I put in my own word Singer in there, and I also tried to print one that was really dark because I was going to use this as the face, but I ended up painting over it. So I printed it on, you know, 8.5 by 11. I put 2 on an 8.5 by 11. And then I glued them, this one on like a cereal box, but I glued these on standard, you know, packing box. And then I went through and cut every single one. As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I cut. And then I just glued them all together. I individually hand cut these, glued them all together, and then painted them with the Martha Stewart paint, which is my love. I love these paints. It's called Metallic Glaze, and the color is black coffee, right there. And it has a shimmer of gold, brassy color. It's really gorgeous. I really love this color of paint, and I use it really often. The other color that I used for the top here was, again, the metallic paint, but this one is called Golden Pearl, and it really is like a metallic golden pearl color. Absolutely gorgeous. And both of these you can get at your Home Depot. So once I did that, I glued all of these individual sheets on 5 pieces of, box cardboard, and then I proceeded to just cut them all out, glued them all together, and then I just kind of made a template on paper, and this is how I start all of my patterns. I decide how big I want it, and where I'm gonna put the drawers and all that kind of thing. And so I just create a template on paper, and then I take this template and I place it on pieces of, let me see here if I can find, well, pieces of cardboard basically. And of course I don't have one handy because I probably use them all. And then I just, draw around it and cut it. So there's that. And I try to make a template for everything. Then this is the sewing base pad, which is this piece right here. Where the sewing machine is going to lay. And then this is the center drawer front, and that's this part here. And this is the front foot pedal, which is this part down here. And these are the side drawer panels, which is, right here. And basically you get the idea how I go about creating my patterns. And I did want to do a tutorial, but it just took such a long process. And with my daughter and my husband, here, it's difficult to, film and without having to stop and go all the time. When my husband was at work, when we lived in Colorado, I was able to be home alone, and I could film many hours of just creating, just focusing and doing a lot of tutorials because it was quiet and there were no interruptions. But I can't do that here now. So this is the feet, and that would be on the inside here. That's this part here. So basically that's kind of how I start. These drawers here are made from one drawer, and the cover is made from one piece of 8.5 by 11 chipboard. And you can make 2 drawers, or 1 drawer in the cover, out of one piece of 8.5 by 11. And the reason why I say that is because you cut the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in half, and then you use one half for the drawer and the other half for the, the cover of the drawer, which is like a matchbox. So there's the drawer. It's just made out of lightweight chipboard, and all I did really was paint the front. I turned in the flaps on the inside. I haven't decided if I want to paper it or not. And I used the connector set from Dee's Elegant Embellishments. I just bent it so that it turns into a handle. And I used 2 brads to secure it to the inside of the box. Now I probably will put something in here to secure those brads so that they don't come out with the pulling, but it's pretty secure when you when you put the drawer in there. and and pull it out. They're very easy to pull. So I created, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of 8.5 by 11 to create the match boxes, or the match boxes here. So like I said, the drawer and the cover is 1 8.5 by 11, so there's 6 drawers, 6 pieces of 8.5 by 11, and then I just stack them on top of each other, and then I kind of just measured the sides to create this, measured, again, this from here to however tall I wanted to make the stand, and created the stand, and then measured between here and here to create the pedal. So basically these are little just squares. I just painted them, as a decor piece. This piece is from Dee's connector set, and then this piece is from Dee's connector set. It's a square. This flower is from her flower set, and this one is from the connector set, and then this one again is from, the same as the drawers here. I just didn't bend it. So you can see the similarities there. The other thing I did was I just got a smaller piece of cardboard and cut 3 diamonds, and then just cut little V's in the top of the rectangle. So that was really simple to adorn. And then on the side here, I used like this is the top of one of my little boxes. I used that to draw around it and make the circle. And then I just cut little triangles out of, out of the center here. And then I just drew out of my chapstick. I just drew another little circle for the center there and layered 2 together. And then I used the gorgeous flower centers from Dee. And these are white, but I just used my Krylon pen to paint it gold so that it looked more like, like metal. And then here I used some of the gold paint to act as thread. I thought about wrapping some thread around there, and I still might do that on mine. Now these are all working drawers, all 6 of these little trinket drawers. They all open and close. Okay. And this one, I had a hard time deciding whether or not I wanted to turn this into a drawer. So, because I kind of, in that picture there, it has a round side, and I didn't want to add more cardboard here and have to worry about bending the side. So I kind of put the front and made the front kind of bend, and glued it to the contour of here. And then I thought, well, if I put a drawer there, how am I gonna do that? So I decided instead that the drawers in the front will be workable drawers, but when you turn it around to the back, there will be, it's hard to hold this guy. Let me see here. Okay, through here. There's going to be, or there is, a secret drawer. So now I can hide something back here if I want, and no one will know that there's a secret drawer back there. And all I did was just put, you know, double the pieces here of, this is like a 1/2 inch wide piece of cardboard for the drawer runner in the back. And then I used the Tim Holtz paper. It's an older paper line to cover the back of these drawers and to cover this drawer, and just painted the inside and distressed the inside. But the drawer, all I did was measure to make the drawer the right size to fit in there. And now there's a drawer back there, and nobody really knows that it's a drawer because it looks like it's part of the mechanics of the sewing machine. So the other thing was this one piece here, the leg, it was kind of flimsy. So what I ended up doing was cutting another little piece right here and stuck it under the drawer just as stability. See there? So that the feet are really good and stable. And in case, you know, we put something in the drawers, they're not going to buckle down because you have that little bit of reinforcement here and here. But that's my sewing machine. If you have any questions, please let me know. And then I also made a pin cushion for the top of the sewing machine, and this was made from the gorgeous vintage lace that Dee gave me in my design team package. And then the edge was made from this lace. That's the edge. Then I just ruffled it around, and the heart I just cut, you know, just cut a heart, and then just glued it down. There's no sewing. This is a little lollipop flower that I made of the miscellaneous lace. That's the lace that Dee gave me, and I just pinned on the flower because I want to be able to maybe take it off and use it on a project. It's just there for pretty. And it's just layers of tulle and curtain and just bits of lace, little tiny threads of fibers, and that's some of the satin from the wedding dress that I'm trying to use up. And then that's one of Dee's gorgeous flower centers there. And then I also created these stick pins, and all I did was, when you have a stick pin like this with a little something on the top, you can always remove that. It comes right off if you get a plier, you know, and just twist it. They come off, so you're left with the big pin. And all I did was use her heart and glue it back to back, and now I have a really cute heart stick pin. I also did that with the Roxy Berry, but instead of pulling this off, I just left it there as a topper and glued two of the Roxy Berries together, and now I have a gorgeous pin. And I also did it with the blings and just glued them back to back. These are 3-inch pins that you can get. I think they're corsage pins, and I believe you can get these at Michael's or Joann's. But that's how I made the stick pins. And that's how I did my gorgeous little pillow. And that will just be there to adorn the side of my sewing machine. Okay, well, I hope you all like my project. And now I have a surprise for you. This project because I made two of them, one for me and this one, and the one for me is exactly the same. I will have this for sale, so if you are interested, please PM me, and I will go ahead and talk to you about that. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you like my design team project. I hope you also have a chance to go over to Dee's Elegant Embellishments store and pick up some of this gorgeous lace and bling and flower centers and metals, and make some beautiful projects of your own. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much for all your comments. Thank you, Dee, for allowing me to be a part of your gorgeous team and allowing me to play with your yummies. I have the best time creating with all of the gorgeous things that you provide to me. And God bless everyone. Thank you, everyone. All the links to Dee's store will be down below. Thank you. Bye, everyone. God bless.